Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's getting a little colder outside and winter is quickly approaching, and I decided that it might be a good idea to share some of my favorite fall and winter teas with you guys. I am a tea drinker year-round, so I still drink a lot of these, well actually most of these, all year round, but there are some teas that I prefer even more as the weather gets colder. So let's get into it, and maybe you'll discover a new tea that you want to try this fall. Okay, so the first one has a fitting name for a fall and winter tea favorite because it is called October, and it is by Whispering Pines Tea. This one is it's an interesting tea because it has these, I guess it's Yabao or something like that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I probably am not, but it's a white tea, and it's a certain kind of white tea with these kind of strange looking buds. Most of that kind of tea are not my favorite thing, but this one is really good. Whispering Pines does a really good job of making really high quality teas with few ingredients, and this is no exception. It is kind of like a pumpkin spice tea, and it definitely screams October. They have all the descriptions for Whispering Pines are really fun, so you should definitely check out the description for this one. I think right now it's out of stock, but I don't know if he'll be getting it back in anytime soon. But this is definitely one of my favorites for fall because it definitely is, it's a cup of fall for sure. And I actually have two more Whispering Pines teas because I think when I ordered them, even though I feel like I ordered from Whispering Pines in the spring, but the ones that stuck out to me as teas I really wanted to try were ones that were more fall, I guess. The first one is, or the second one actually, is called Clarity, and this is sort of like a medicine tea, and it doesn't taste like medicine. I mean, it has a really strong ginger flavor, and it actually only has 4 ingredients, and it's an herbal tea. And it has elderberries, ginger root, eucalyptus leaves, and safflower, I believe is the other one. And it's a really good tea to have if you're not feeling really great. It's good for stomach aches, for sore throats, for stuffy nose. It's just a good all-purpose tea, which in the fall and winter is something you really need to have around. It's not one that I would just drink just because, but it's good for those reasons, and you cannot oversteep this because the more you steep it, the more the stronger it gets and the more health benefits that it has. So this one is a good one to have around, especially during the fall and winter, because it is good when you are sick. And the last Whispering Pines tea is Gin Matcha, and I love this one year-round especially, but it's just sort of like a roasty, toasty green tea, which lends itself really well to fall and winter and cold weather. It's a green tea with toasted brown rice pieces in it, and it's just super comforting in my opinion, and it's one that I love year-round as sort of a homey, comforty tea. And I had it again today for the first time because I haven't had it in probably a few months, and I was like, ah, yep, this is going to be one I drink all winter. And not just specifically Whispering Pines, I think that most gin matchas I like a lot. A few of them are a little too buttery for my taste, so you know you have to find the ones that you like. But there's another one, I can't remember the company, but there was another one that I really liked that I sipped down. But yeah, this is a good roasty, toasty fall winter tea. Alright, so now on to some non-Whispering Pines teas. The first one is sort of a general category, but this is one of the ones that I personally like in that category, and it is sort of a rich black tea. I like flavored black teas a lot, but I also like good straight black tea, and this one, which is the Yunnan Jig from Adagio, is one that I've liked for a long time. It's a really nice full-bodied black tea, and I find that when it gets colder in the mornings, instead of wanting like a green tea or something like that, I want something really full-bodied and dark, and this is definitely one that fits the bill. There are quite a few other ones, like the Titanic tea is a good one as well. And North Winds from Whispering Pines. But this one from Adagio is a really good staple tea that I've had for a long time. And yeah, it's the perfect black tea for year-round, but definitely for colder weather. And something that is a staple of mine that I haven't actually made at home in quite some time, but I tend to do more in the winter because, I don't know, when it's hot I don't really want warm lattes. So it's the Just Charming Chai from Just Organic Tea, and I hauled this not too long ago and talked about it a little then. I had been on the hunt for a good chai tea so that I could make chai lattes at home, and this is the perfect one for me. It's definitely really, it's just spicy enough and sweet enough without being, you know, overly spicy, and because I don't like a really, really spicy chai. And what I usually do with this is I will actually steep it in the milk, or the almond milk or soy milk. I usually use soy milk. I'll heat the soy milk up on the stove and then put this in there and steep it on the stove while the milk is warming. And then I'll put the sweetener in the cup and pour this over it and strain out the tea. So I usually just steep it right in the milk, and it is delicious. It's definitely nowhere near as sweet as something as, say, Starbucks chai lattes, or if you're in Roanoke, the Mill Mountain chai lattes. Those are both much, much, much sweeter, and obviously you can put as much sweetener in it as you want to, but I actually started to prefer these last winter, the homemade ones that didn't have as much sugar. But yeah, it has a really nice flavor, and this is definitely a chai that I recommend if you're going to make chai lattes at home. And the last one is another herbal tea, and this is a tea that I tend to go back and forth with over whether I like it or not. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't really like the flavors of that. But I had it again a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, yes, this is great for fall and winter, because to me it sort of tastes like an apple cider. But not as sweet. And that's Teavana's Apple Lemon Pomegranate Rooibos tea. And it's a green rooibos. I don't generally like red rooibos teas. And so whenever I find a green one, I always give it a try because I like them better. And this one has a really great apple flavor. It also has cardamom in it. And there's something else. But it's got a lot of flavors, because that's one thing with Teavana is they put a lot of ingredients and flavors into their teas. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. I think it really works with this one because it does give it a very apple cidery fall delicious taste. And I tend to drink this one at night because it's a rooibos, so it doesn't have any caffeine. But I mean, it's also a good daytime tea, and yeah, perfect for the winter and fall because it's spicy and warm and delicious. And I recommend this one. there aren't a lot of Teavana teas that I am super enamored with, but right now I'm enamored with this one. Alright, so that is all of the teas that I have on my list of recommendations for fall and winter this year. There are obviously other ones that I really enjoy, but those seem to be the ones that stood out with me lately. If you have some teas that you love in the fall or winter, or things that you think I might like, I'd love for you to recommend them in the comments, because as always, I love finding new teas to try. If you would like to see any other videos specifically tea related, definitely leave those in the comments, because I love to do what you guys want to see. And I will see you guys again soon. Bye!